I guess the new form of killing them is to dust them. That's the way I see it lately. Curious took a curious dive to the concrete floor, and so the Metal Liberation Army has lost one of the top agents, and nothing of value was lost. Or is there? This chapter was more of an intermission before settling with another battle for one of the League of Villains member, but it did cover another upgrade, and I didn't leave feeling mixed about it. The next battle will most likely follow the formula for better or worse. The chapter's cover feels like a chapter too late, though I do welcome it as it is neat. I said this because Toga was only in the beginning of the chapter, where she finds a place to rest and call it a day. Maybe she will resume fighting later on, like probably around the time when Gigantomachia arrives, but for now, she's out of the battle. At least she now knows how it feels to be in pain like her harem. Once again, best to be not in her list. On the other hand, if one dies, at least she'll eventually know how death feels like. Back at the tower, Ridestro and Tomoyasu mourn the loss of Curious and others who have fallen in the battle. I guess you could say Ridestro does at least cherish life, something that separates him and the League. We get a sort of insight of Tomoyasu's personality when he was questioned by Girin about the footage. Basically, he hates being questioned by something unnecessary or common sense, which is why he goes irate on Girin. Not sure who is best to fight against him. The footage part is what I expected, a mean to exploit the terror of the League destroying the citizens. It does enrage the people, so it does work in their favor. We get to see what Koku specializes in terms of influence. No clue on his quirk or others. Much like his occupation of a party leader, he has an election campaign van to use a loudspeaker to spread the tragic loss of Curious. With his words, he motivates everyone to fight for her with a generic yet effective words from Ridestro. Don't let her sacrifice be in vain. Sounds like real life election to me. Basically, he can motivate the crowd. And sure enough, they pull a World War Z scene with crap load of enemies powered up in a lined up formation. Well, this looks like a really good time to get a Killionaire. There are two highlights here, and both are involved with Shigaraki. First one is his power level has increased, and so grants him another memory to his recollection. Maybe it's the timing, but I'm guessing that's the reason. Within the flashback shows his sister showing a secret, and it turns out to be a photo of their grandmother Nana. With her son, I'm assuming. Judging by the dialogues, Nana as a hero was meant to be a secret, and Hana, Shigaraki's sister, got his side despite what father said. Whatever he said. This is purely a theory of mine, no confirmation whatsoever. Maybe someone has a similar thought, but nevertheless it's a theory. If I were to guess, I think heroism was kept in secret. Maybe Nana's death affected the family badly, so they forbid it. Perhaps Shigaraki did want to become one and probably didn't know the family had one. Hana encouraged him and acknowledged that Nana was one. Now, that would mean maybe All for One did have a part of this? If the family kept themselves isolated from heroism, one reveal could trigger Old Enemy. I sort of don't want to be the case and just have Shigaraki kill them without manipulation, but it has a good chance in due time. The other highlight is Shigaraki's upgrade. Not only he has gotten faster and athletic apparently, but his decay quirk has upgraded. He can now decay a group without touching each of them. It's like dominoes. You only need to knock one in the front, and the rest will fall because of close contact. All men in that pile got decayed into oblivion. I didn't mind this demonstration of a power-up because it wasn't during a heated battle. is a simple demo with good effectiveness. Plus, it stemmed from his narration on his confusion and sleepiness. It is a shame that these thousands of men are resorted to a shonen logic of being dominated by very few, especially if they are just introduced. But the trade-off is making the league look good, so there you go. Speaking of looking good, Dabi is next in line to fight, and his opponent is Ice Climber. Actually, I don't know who, considering it's not from the top men list of the army, but he so happens to have an ice quirk. How convenient. So, since I don't know the guy, I couldn't care less. The battle most likely be carried by Dabi himself. Maybe we will get a backstory as well. It's the only reason to care. Overall, this was a decent chapter. The war with villains continue on as usual, but more men get dusted by Shigaraki. Speaking of him, he practically carried this chapter with another snippet of his memory and his power-up that made him intimidating. Sure, decay itself is frightening, but imagine pulling it off in a parade. The artwork is solid, including the panel with his killing spree of dust. That was cool. Dabi is next to fight against someone who never got mentioned, so this only amount to his backstory reveal. At least that's what I hope. Otherwise, burn it down as quick as possible. And that will do it for the review. I hope you enjoyed this one. Seriously, who's that Ice Climber guy? Let's hope the battle goes down quick. What do you think of the chapter? Share your thoughts in the comment section. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care.